Well, I'm going to state, like a lot of people who are examining all these economic factors, they're really missing the big overall picture. The big overall picture is this. I can basically sum up what's wrong with pretty much the entire economy in the United States, Canada, Western Europe, and many other first world countries, if you want to call them that, in two words. What's wrong with them? Excess regulation. Excess regulation. In other words, the business just can't go out there and do its own thing, sell the products he wants to sell, and make the exchange with the customers it finds. The old Latin expression was caveat emptor, let the buyer beware, right? So if the buyer gets ripped off, I guess, it's providing a good service to the client, which would actually spur on more business. So excess regulation causes businesses not to start in the first place. It's like a poison on the soil where plants and seeds can't grow into fruition. So that is really what's wrong with the economy, and I think people need to put that in focus more than anything. Now imagine you're a small business and you want to get started up. You'd have OSHA safety requirements, There's a major checklist. You have the fire department comes in and checks everything with this, safety latches, exit doors, everything has to be in exact compliance with every rule there is. And actually, a lot of times, it's good to have safety, obviously. You don't want a rickety staircase that people walk up and they could fall and break. But that wouldn't be good for business either. But the other side of it is, a lot of it has become a money-making racket. You have to have a license for this, a license for that. If you don't comply, there's a fine for this, there's a fine for that. And just like everything else, it's all about money. And, of course, now, even with hiring employees, you got all the problem with the health care and stuff, immigration control, the I-9s, EPA regulations, zoning requirements for businesses, and everything else. Yeah, I guess a couple of these rules are good, but you know what? They got so far, it's beyond ridiculous. If you went and turned back the clock, not 100 years, but even 50 years, it would be a major difference between 1962 and 2012. Major difference. And that is really what's wrong with the economy. The investors and the entrepreneurs just can't go out and do their own thing. Now, these women are more than likely selling medicinal marijuana oil. I don't know what they're doing. Maybe if that's what they're doing illegal, probably. But if they're selling medicinal marijuana oil to the masses and distributing it in a fun way, I'd imagine that would be productive to the overall health of society. But just want to point out the quite obvious thing is that what is wrong with the economy? Did people change? Did people's greed change? In other words, everybody inside is a capitalist. Everybody wants to make money. Everybody will find a way to make money, right? So why is it that things are slowing down? They're slowing down because of the bureaucracy. And I guess it's probably bigger bureaucracy in Europe than there is even in the United States, which is the United States is mainly pretty damn screwed up. But there's probably even a bigger bureaucracy over there, and that's causing them harm. So, I just look at it this way. If you want to do something for money or change or whatever you got to do, just go out there and do it. That's the way to do it. Now, these girls who are selling medicinal marijuana, I conjecture if they're doing that, fine. They make a couple bucks on the side. They help society. And that's all that entails. Regulations, I don't know. Excessive regulations, a couple regulations may be necessary. But excessive regulations obviously are the main reason why all the economies in the world are slowing down. Now, China may not have as many regulations, but their buyers are being slowed down. The buyers for their goods are being slowed down from purchasing because they have less economic output because they have excess regulations. So that in one little phrase is what's wrong, what's going on with everything. And the more of these bureaucrats we got, the more of these jerks we need to stick it to them, That's all I got to say. I mean, I don't know what other way to put it, but bureaucrats, they're a total waste. They're useless eaters. Um, and it's not just the banksters, but it's the whole damn overly regulated system that is causing the economies to slow down and fail. And they're not going to speed up again with just some money printing. That's just going to make it look like the numbers are higher. So I could show a chart that says, look, the numbers are higher. It doesn't mean a damn thing. It doesn't mean a damn thing. Now, ideally situation, if in a real economy, you would want production of solid goods and services like construction is one. I would say like roadways, bridges, homes, and things like that. Utility infrastructure, you want things like that put in place. Agriculture, another major one. Irrigation, and also planting industrial hemp and medicinal marijuana oil like these girls are selling, I would imagine. So these things are actually what's going to bring our economy back, and the only thing that keeps killing it is excess regulation. So just keep keep looking at the overall big picture. Excess regulation is clobbering us.